Hello guys, I'm Martin Gel, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to find the right freelancer for the job. First, I want to take a few seconds to thank for all the people who have commented, replied or sent me an email after my first two videos. If you don't know, on the first two videos I've released, I talk about the benefits of outsourcing and how hiring freelancers can help you scale and grow your business much faster. In my second video, I talked about which task you should outsource to freelancers and which one you should do yourself in order to keep the maximum productivity and efficiency in your business. Today, I'm going to talk more about how to find the right freelancer, and especially how to find freelancers who are reliable, who have the skills and are willing to execute. After my last two videos, I spent the time to interview more than 30 people on the topic of hiring and managing freelancers. What I've learned is that the biggest challenge for, let's say, more than 60% of the people is finding the right freelancer for the job. Finding the one who is reliable, who has the skills, who knows how to execute and is motivated to do so. This kind of reminds me of a few years back when I hired my first freelancer for a project. It took me a week to identify who is the person with the best skill and the best fit, who is the person who is willing to execute and do a good job. Till this day, I have hired more than 100 freelancers on all kinds of topics. Everything from web development, design, writing, editing, video editing, SEO, AdWords, social media marketing, and so forth. What I'm going to share today is not something I've read in books. It's something that I actually learned from experience and from actually hiring people and managing them. After working with so many freelancers, what I've learned is that you should look for 4 key things in order to ensure that you minimize the risk and you hire the right person for the job. The first thing you should look for is skills, but you should look for skills that are especially related with your project. What do I mean by this? I mean that, for example, if you're looking for a logo designer, you must look for someone who has a great experience with designing logos. You shouldn't look for someone who has experience in web design or designing ebook covers or print design or anything like that, because it's a different skill. You should take the time to always look at the portfolio. Look at the portfolio, and when it comes to web developers, don't just look at the finished projects, but take a look at their code. Ask for a piece of a code that they like, and if you don't know how to code yourself, just give it to another web developer who can tell you if this is of good enough quality for your project. Also, if you're hiring, let's say, a web developer to build you an e-commerce website, look for someone who has experience, especially with building e-commerce websites and especially with that platform. That's really important because even though he might have a great experience with web development, if he doesn't know so much about the platform, he will need to learn it on the way, and this will increase the time needed to complete the project. The second thing you must look for, and this is even more important, is does this freelancer understand the scope of the project? Does he understand what needs to be done? And does he know how to do it? So what do I mean by this? I mean that, for example, if you're posting a job on a freelancing website, you should screen only the people who have first read the job posting so they understand it. What you can do is, let's say, you can type at the end of the job posting something like, if you have read the job posting, type orange in the first sentence. So all these people who just copy and paste the same message, you can really easily eliminate. And you can, let's say, invite for an interview only people who has, let's say, type orange. Actually, these people have read the job posting. The third thing you should look for is motivation. So let's say there are 2 keys motivation. The first one is money, and the second one is if you like the project or not. So let's say About money, what you should know is that you should never negotiate a lower price with a freelancer. So let's say if he's willing to do a job for an X money, don't tell him, can you do it for half an X or 3/4 of an X? Because even if he agrees, at some point he will feel devalued, he will feel demotivated, and he won't be as productive as if you gave him X. If you can't afford his pricing, just hire someone else at a lower price. Also, the person must be interested in the project itself. He must be interested to complete this kind of work because he finds it interesting in some way. So ask him questions like, what do you like about this project? Why do you want to work on this project? And he might give you a good answer or not, but this will tell you if he has some extra motivation why he wants to work with you. The fourth thing, which is really important, is, does this person get along in a team? Are you going to work well with him? Because he must have, let's say, the same approach as you have. He must have, let's say, the same values as you do in order for you to bond well, to connect well, and to work together well. Otherwise, you might find that you have hired someone that has the skills, who is willing to execute, but he wants to do it in his own way, which is, let's say, not synchronized with your way of work. And because there is no synchron between both of you, or maybe it can be a bigger team, it will suffer, because of that, the project will suffer, and as a result, you might fail with it. So that's definitely something you want to avoid. So these are the 4 main things that you must look for in a freelancer to ensure that you're hiring the right person. Of course, there are always risks, and there are always, you always can be mistaken about someone. So that's why you should always have, let's say, an extra person. You should always have a plan B of someone else that can take the project if this person fails. So for all of you who wants to learn more on the topic of hiring freelancers, I'm developing a special 4 weeks course named Master Outsourcing. In that course, I'm going to teach you everything I know on the topic of hiring freelancers, no matter if it's about web developers, designers, writers, editors, video editors, and all kinds of marketers. I'm going to give you the best tips and ideas about how to identify great talent, where to find it, how to find it fast, how to match it efficiently for short-term and long-term projects. I have a few spots left for that program. So if you're interested to learn more about it, feel free to watch my next video. Till then, feel free to ask me if you have any questions whatsoever, and I will answer them as soon as I can.